Hello, everybody, and welcome. Today, we're having more Rocket League. It is the UniRocketeers North American Qualifier, and the Saints are in it to win it. I'm Matthias, also known as Matthias, and I'm joined by my lovely co-host here today, Daniil Betterson-McGee. How are you doing today?
The one and only. I'm having a fantastic Saturday afternoon. It is afternoon. Technically, it is about 1 o'clock now, that means it's Rocket League time. We saw last week the Saints made it into the closed qualifiers, which are today, and they're going to be fighting it out in those brackets to try to make it to the actual league play for UniRocketeers, and they're not very far from it. If I'm not mistaken, they only have to win about 3 matches to qualify, and if they get dropped down to lower bracket, they still have some more games to play, but as soon as you're down there, then the pressure really is on.
Yeah, and they only have 3 games to play, but those 3 games are going to be some of the hardest they've ever had to play before. Today, starting things off as a heavy hitter, Oklahoma Christian Esports, going to be the first matchup, and if they manage to win that one, it's either going to be UT Dallas or WSVU Grape Jelly Team as their opponent. So it's going to be a good time today. Looking over in the other bracket, it's either going to be USM, Auburn White, UDM Esports, or GCU as their final opponent. So we shall see how today all wraps up. And with how last week went, I don't expect anything but the best. You know, the fire matches were so hot, the building almost burned down. We heard the fire alarm, we had to leave. But luckily, everything's safe. We have all the precautions in place. Nothing like that's going to happen today.
Yeah, unlike last week, though, this is not a drill. The Saints here are playing for everything. If they want to make it into this league, they're going to have to get it through unscathed and untouched by the flames that surround them. That they're causing, honestly, like you said, by their hot play. They have to make sure that they're playing coordinated. And I think that's one of the reasons that they had so much success last week. The other teams kind of felt like they were scrambling to match the Saints' pace, but the Saints, they were just playing easy ball, passing back and forth, and every play that they made felt intentional. Whether or not it was, it at least felt intentional, where the other teams, like I said, it felt like they were trying to pick up the slack more so than play their own game and trying their best not to fall behind the Saints. So if they can carry that momentum, I think they'll have a great time.
Yeah, for sure. And one thing I do want to mention is the Saints did have a little bit of a cold start. You know, they didn't lose necessarily, but that first game they looked a little not composed. But once they got composed, once they won that first game, turned it around, they just carried that momentum all the way to the end. And I think we'll see something similar here today. If they manage to get themselves together, if they get that first win, I think it'll carry them all the way through the rest of this competition.
That was a very diplomatic way to put it. You know, not very coordinated to start. Not a very cool. They didn't lose, but still, he absolutely is right. The Saints did have a bit of a slower start, and I think that's something that's kind of common among them. They take a little bit of time to adapt to their opponents, but they still kind of pick it back up and push through until they, just like I said, find the momentum and keep rolling and rolling and rolling.
And speaking of taking a little bit of time, I think we're going to take a little bit of time to stew on all this knowledge and marinate on all these exciting things. We're going to throw it to a very quick break. I'll be right back with the game. And here we are, everybody, with our first game for today after getting a little bit of a forfeit bye. We have UTD against St. Clair College. It's going to be University of Texas at Dallas. What are you thinking of this game so far?
Well, I'm thinking that it's about time. We've been waiting for another fantastic Rocket League to get us started here. We see our boys in orange today on the orange side of the field, Christian, Vesh, and Ben, but they're getting that first shot on the board. University of Texas at Dallas is going to get their first goal against the Saints here, and done in quite a remarkable fashion. It was a pass gone wrong, but gone right for UTD.
Gone right for UTD. St. Clair, like I was saying before, needs to find that foothold, needs to find that momentum going forward. Got themselves back in this game, but they're starting it off on the back foot here. They're going to have to try and make sure UTD does not keep getting these free goals. I mean, look at that, 2-0, starting things off, 30 seconds in. It's not looking great for Saints.
You know, to be fair, like we were saying, start of the stream, Saints slow start. They didn't even get to play their first game, ladies and gentlemen. Oklahoma Christian Esports, they forfeited their first match, so we're coming in technically off of a bye if you want to look at it that way. So the Saints, they're really cold right now, and to make it even harder, this is a team that won their last series, and they won in a 3-0 fashion, so they have a lot of momentum kind of pushing them forward. The Saints are going to have to at least take this first game, hopefully a little bit quicker, to get up to speed and kind of, it's like merging onto the highway. You have to get up to speed before you take that turn, and the Saints are definitely hitting the gas pedal right now, but the engine is not the best in their vehicle.
Exactly, a little bit of low acceleration, but you know the Saints have a high top speed. They got a nice shot on the goal, but a nice clear comes out from Luby and a nice save. Now Christian gonna not let up on the gas. Vesh gonna try and get something of a setup there, but it's back in the corner on the blue side. Luby gonna be the one to clear. It's heading towards the Saints goal, but not quite noticeable. Gonna set something up, but once again they just can't get a clear shot. But at this point they just need to keep the aggression up, make sure the Saints don't get anywhere close to equalizing the score. And look at Owysical doing an amazing job clearing the goal. It's right in front of the goal, but they managed to still clear it.
And now we see Spoots here rocking he's following the esports trend of changing your in-game name to just be your first. Ben here riding that wall, actually going to act as like a little bit of a barrier, bouncing it backwards towards the blue side, also keeping it in possession as well, kind of just running straight towards the net, holding the ball. In terms of soccer, it'd be like kicking it up to your hands, just sprinting towards it. Only way someone's going to prevent you from doing it is if they tackled you, and that's exactly what happened here. He's going for another shot, keeping it up in the air. Christian's going to get the rebound, passing it back over to Ben. In fact, going to go for the pincher shot, but we're going to see Owysical catch it out of the air. Vesh going for another. It's a relentless assault coming up from the Saints. It's like piranhas in the water in a cartoon. There's nothing but bones left behind after this swimming frenzy.
But destruction in the wake there. Luby tries to take a shot, but gets it saved. Christian taking another shot as well. The Saints getting some nice shots with the defense. And UTD is just too strong. They need to find something quick. We're over halfway through this match now, and they need to find a foothold here. UTD just holding this 2-point lead very, very strongly. There's a time, there's an opening, and there's a goal by Ben from up top.
Guess who's on the highway right now, ladies and gentlemen? I can already see Ben cruising up there, one hand on the steering wheel. That's how comfortable the Saints are right now in this game. I think they've caught right up, and while they still have 2 minutes left on the clock to get at least one more goal, I feel like now, at the very least, they're playing.
You can definitely see the engine is starting to rev up here, but UTD wants to secure their 2-point lead once again. They're going all on the offense, but that might cost them as the Saints find an opening. Wysical gonna stop that right in its tracks, though, but it's still heading towards that goal. Christian doesn't get the setup he needs, but Vesh might be able to give the one setup to Ben, but it's not quite enough. Vesh finding it up in the air. To clear it away from orange side. It's threatening their goal. Christian finds the clear. Doesn't go very far. It's just barely in the blue. 50 goes out on neither side there. A little bit of a clash. Now we see Luby just try to carry it out of this blue side. Well, the Saints are just being unrelenting on the offense. They need a goal, and they need a goal quick. Doesn't matter if they're more points behind. They just need to try and get this equalization in order.
Unstoppable force meets an immovable object, and the Saints are pushing really hard right now. 1 minute on the clock, and and it's only getting a little scary. That shot coming towards orange side. Ben with a nice swipe away. Gonna get stolen eventually, but Christian trying to take this one off the wall. Christian's now taking possession towards the other side. It's gonna get stolen. Ben taking it out of the corner, potentially. No, a shot's gonna be made, and Luby stealing that clear attempt from the Saints and turning it into a goal. The Saints have just been on a complete aggression streak right now, and once the shoe was finally on the other foot, it felt like they weren't able to match the offense coming out of UTD. And looks like this first game most likely going to go their way, but at the very least the Saints are looking a little bit more comfortable in this series.
They're definitely looking more comfortable getting that warm-up in here, but this one is most definitely going to go the way of UTD unless we see some absolutely insane plays from the Saints. Luby already gearing up another goal, though. It's not looking likely. 30 seconds left on the clock. Vesh gonna make one last mad dash for the goal. Try and bob and weave, break some ankles or axles here, rather, but it's not gonna quite work. Back in the corner, Luby not letting up on the gas here. It's up in the air. Weiskell getting a crazy shot off the top. Gets a nice setup. Kura going back and forth. They're weaving between the lines of the Saints, but it's not gonna be enough as time is ticking. There's 5 seconds left in the match. The Saints go for one last mad dash, but it's not going to be enough. This ball will be touching the ground soon enough. There it is.
An excellent game, and I feel like UTD, they had a really good job of kind of holding that together for especially the start. The Saints started to kind of seal things away from underneath them. We saw, like I said, it made my little piranha joke. It was a bit of a feeding frenzy. They were just going crazy, taking shots constantly, but the one constant there was that UTD was defending everything, and that takes a lot out of any player of any skill level to defend off of shots from anybody, let alone the Saints. And they're doing it so well and so coordinated, but they were able to withstand it. Now going into this next game, I feel like both teams have really got a taste for what the series is going to look like. I'm eager to see how they're going to try to adjust, if anything, to really make this a lot more comfortable.
Exactly. I think the Saints are all about the reaction here, and now they can finally try that out. It's all up to UTD to keep their plays dynamic and keep the surprises coming for the Saints. Keep things tight here. Now St. Clair going on a mad dash, playing with a little bit more aggression than we've seen, sending one up, sending Ben here to try and set something up. Ooh, almost a great shot by Christian, but it's not gonna be enough. This is just such an even match, but it's all up to the Saints to stop UTD from getting that goal lead.
Ben gonna stop that one from going a little bit more favorably. Wasn't gonna go in the net, but at least it's not gonna bounce off in a perfect area to go for a shot. Landing right on Christian's hood there, completely stopping out that momentum. Well placed by him. Ben sealing that one out of the air. Vesh taking the shot! An excellent play from the Saints. You couldn't ask for something better. That was a sniper shot, a rocket, a slingshot, whatever fast-moving object you want to call it. Luby, if just that shot was a little slower, he literally would have cleaned that up, but the speed that was allowed to come out of that shot from that setup from his teammate, very well done by both of those players.
Very, very well done shot indeed. I don't know how he managed to find that out of nowhere. It's just the absolute immaculate teamwork from the Saints getting that set up. Now we're seeing UTD play a little bit more aggressive. They don't want to have the same thing that happened to the Saints happen to them. They want to stop this in its track right now, but the Saints find an amazing goal from out of left field. That's going to be Vesh finding it from downtown. I mean, look at that. Dinking it over everybody's heads here. Kura not ready for it. And now the Saints are 2 points ahead.
I gotta say, Matthias, sometimes it feels like we're just yammering on and on and on about nonsense we don't know about, but it feels great to see the Saints prove us right for once. We say they're slow starters, which sounds like cope. Sounds like, oh, these guys are bad. Oh, slow starters, sure. But ladies and gentlemen, you're seeing it right here, right now. These guys are slow starters, and when they really find their stride, they hit it and they go fast. And these guys are taking this 2-0 lead, I believe even faster than UTD did in the last one. But of course, I did a lot of praise right there. It's still the best of 5 series. The Saints have a lot of room to lose, and they're seeing a lot of demos exchange, so they just have to make sure they maintain this lead, maintain this momentum, and don't slip up.
cannot slip up here. You just have to play a good defensive game, but it looks like the best defense is a good offense as Christian takes another amazing shot on the goal. A Bicycle trying to find something here, trying to turn the tides for his team. With Ben not getting the clear, that could be it, but Christian's going to find the clear instead. Luby not going to let him off the gas, finding one in the air. Vesh going to clear it out in the corner. A Bicycle trying to find anything here with his team. There's a big 3 commit on the side of the Saints, but it's going to flip right back over. Luby being the stalwart defender, not going to be defending well enough though. And Vesh once again gets 3 in a row on them. Just they're not looking. No one's a point guard on Vesh. He's just getting these free shots. I mean, look at that.
Unbelievable. It's a hat trick, but they don't wear hats. It's more like a sunroof trick. Pop it upwards and let the air flow in as we really just take in this immaculate gameplay coming up from the Saints after recovering from a pretty brutal game 1 here. Like I said, it seems like they found exactly how they want to play. I don't even a demo. How did that even happen? Incredible play from Vesh and Keikura now trying to beat out Christian. Christian's going to steal it out, but Luby's going to bump him off to make it so he's not going to be able to steal the possession right away. He's still going to end up with it, however, creating the ball in his wheels, trying to pass it in such a way that it makes a nice, easy shot for his teammates, but they're not going to allow that to happen. They're going to interfere. Once again, Christian being a problem for UTD, stealing that pass right out from under him. Keikura now trying to beat Christian once again, but Ben is there to make it a nice, clean delivery, basically. Passing it up towards himself over a Bicycle. Luby's there waiting on the ground beneath, and they're going to go for a shot in return. Christian, however, blocking that one out. Vesh passing that forward towards the corner. Unfortunately, it's riding the wall now. Now we're going to have to wait and see if UTD can keep this pressure going and turn this into something beautiful. But it seems that the Saints are actually turning this one around a little bit faster, a little bit harder. Luby, thankfully, there in the meantime. They're in time, unlike the last few shots, but seems that UTD, once again, trying to find their way back in this series.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be UTD trying to find something here. Vesh going to get the clear. Once again, it's just back and forth across the board here. Looks like Ben trying to find something, but they don't even need any more goals. They just really need to run out the clock, but that's a good shot by UTD, but it's not going to be good enough. And now as we go back to Ben, it's back and forth here. Bicycle keeping up the pressure, but they cannot keep doing this 3 commit. I know they're desperate for points, but I mean, the Saints keep finding these openings and keep abusing this opening so well. The aggression seems to be the best defense for them.
Yeah, and it's definitely working out. And unlike what we've seen from UTD so far, even though they're playing really aggressively, the Saints always at least have one person in a position to make any saves that need to be made. Even right now, you see how aggressively the Saints are playing right now, but when they recognize it's time to go back, collect their boost, and get ready for any clears or any shot attempts, they're there already. And Vesh is going to get demoed. They recognize that he's a real big threat on this field, and they're going to do whatever they can to get him off of it. A nice center attempt coming out. Luby going for the pass over to Keikura. A Bicycle underneath, ready to turn this into a follow-up, but Saints are going to steal that one out. Ben going for a nice shot, but unfortunately the angle's going to get skewed by the blue car. Now, with this game wrapping up, the Saints, once again, proving us right. Feels great to properly justify our losses. I love it.
I think they're just a very cerebral team. They need to download their enemy's information. They need to go up against them, get the read on the situation, and find what works best for them. You know, they're very prescriptive with their approach. You know, they identify the issue, and they know how to solve it.
Absolutely. I think at this point, after that first and second game, I think the Saints could probably write a thesis on this team's play style just based off of how well they were playing around it. But of course, not to say anything less of UTD, a fantastic team of their own right, obviously taking game 1 in a very impressive fashion. That's the only reason we're so surprised to see the Saints doing so well in this game too. It's because UTD had that first game on lock. And now going to this game 3, we're gonna have to wait and see if maybe UTD's turn to turn things around and figure out the Saints.
We'll have to see indeed. You know, keeping things fresh, I think, is always a good play against the Saints, but you don't want to do something you're not comfortable with. It's always a tough decision, but it looks like it's not going to be a tough decision for the Saints of what to do. They knew that the 3 aggression is the thing that they need to use. The poison that will poison the well over at Texas here. It looks like Christian has found an opening here. Going for a big air carry. Ben tries to go for the slam, but can't quite find it.
One important detail about that last game was, sure, the Saints were able to get their 3 goals, but the rest of the match, they didn't get any. And right now, we're kind of seeing the effects of that. Neither team able to find any goals despite the strong offense coming up from both of them. I really feel like the defense from both of these teams have really tightened up to a point where even a single goal per round is just going to be really unexpected, really difficult to see, but not so, as Bicycle finding a sneaky shot, found a gap in the Saints defense and exploited it as best as possible. You see the Saints were just not ready for it. Ben was contesting, Vesh was in front trying to stop it, and unfortunately Spoods was looking for boost.
Beautiful casters, Kirsten Neal. Love to see it, but that's what UTD needs to keep themselves in this game. They're going to lock in, but it looks like the Saints going all out on the offense, and Vesh just instantly answers, getting this back to 1-1.
I'm not going to make any casters curse comments because I feel like at this point is anybody's game, and you know what? I would like the Saints to win, so I'm just going to not jinx it at all. But immediately both teams proving me wrong. I thought it might be a bit of a slower game coming out. You know, we get something right for once, and now they're just going all out to make sure we look like fools. But you know what? I'll take it because it makes for a much more exciting match.
We're all fools here, but you know who's not the fool? Luby. He's going to go out on a big blitz here with the rest of his team. Weiskell going to get a set up here, but Ben's going to get the beautiful clear off the wall. Vesh going for the touch off the ceiling, though. It's wide open for UTD, but nice. Ben on the defense manages to clear it out.
Yeah, that was a really good play, just chasing the aggression. Unfortunately, even when you're playing defense, being aggressive with your defense is awesome. Vesh!
An opening!
Oh, he couldn't get the touch. Just a little bit of extra momentum would have given them that goal, but even a shot like that is a good morale damage. But I feel like for this UTD team, this might have been the wake-up call they needed. They were just such a micro play away from being down a goal, and I think that might just kind of shake them up into a much tighter defense.
This is a very close game here. You can see these shots are just barely gracing the goals, just barely not getting in by the grace of God here. Now Christian going for a goal, can't quite find it though. The defense on both sides is just so strong.
Uh-oh. Okay, Vesh has this one. Oh, no, not going to touch it necessarily, but he's at least ready to take possession. Now he has to beat this 50. Not going to go his way. Luby is going to bounce that one over. Christian's ready on the back line. It's just a triple layer defense, passing back and forth. Going to collide in the air, almost like they both really wanted to go for that one. Vesh going to demo out Keikura. Ben now trying to circle himself into a more favorable position, waiting for Christian to make the play, make the call. Where are we going to go, Captain? On the ground it is. Luby's going to pop that one back up, however. Chasing it to the ground once again. Keikura taking a shot. Vesh ready to go. The Saints won't make the same mistake they made earlier on in this game. Once again, Christian catching that one in the air, passing it back up to the corner. Vesh ready, getting in position for the shot. Doesn't even need it. Christian going for the shot. No one's going to be able to defend that one, and that's going to be another one on the board for the Saints.
I think they just barely didn't get that save there. I need to see that one back. Oh, that's Vesh in the goal there. I thought that was one of their teammates, but no, he's just there as the insurance policy. But beautiful goal from the Saints. 2 minutes left on the clock. And UTD needs to get one here if they want to bring it to overtime. Looks like the Saints want to secure their victory here, starting out with even more aggression.
Yeah, I feel like maybe what Vesh was doing in the net there was getting ready to bounce anyone out who was playing defense, but again, not even necessary. Now the Saints looking to maintain this lead, and the best way to maintain that lead is by making it even wider, and they're not stopping their offensive plays at all. Weiskell catching that catch from Christian, and Vesh taking another pass up to the center. Ben waiting for that clear attempt. He's going to play nice and slow. It's going to go over him, however. Christian's going to catch the follow-up. Luby's going to demo him in response, and Weiskell getting ready, not ready enough for Vesh. Gonna steal that ball away, taking it right back to the center, blue side. Gonna miss that slide side attempt. Ben and Christian waiting for the defense. Ben's gonna meet that in the air, stop the momentum. Weiskell failing to catch that one as well. A minute on the clock. The Saints are now just looking to establish their dominance on this field and prevent another goal coming up from UTD. Ooh, that would have been a huge play if the Saints were able to make that one work, but unfortunately, Luby's gonna demo on Vesh.
By Christian Vesh looking for an opening. There's a minute left on the clock. The Saints can either run out the clock or they can really try for this insurance goal, and that's what they're doing right here. I mean, look at Vesh going for a beautiful shot. Doesn't quite get it though. The clear comes through. Now it's hovering in the middle. No one's in control of the ball, really trying to get control. It's going to be Ben. trying to get a setup for his team. Luby getting the clear. It's kind of just passing back and forth at this point. UTD needs to gain control of the ball, or else the Saints are going to get a massive goal here. They're playing the defense well, but they need a goal and they need it quick. The Saints just taking shot after shot after shot. It's just free at this point. They're just stalling out the clock with aggression. They're not even at their door, but a Weissicle gonna make one mad dash, gets cleared out by Vesh. Luby going for it. It's a triple commit from the side of UTD. Can they get it? One last second on the clock. It will hit the ground just barely.
Close.
And that's gonna be the Saints taking this series in a 2-1 lead so far.
Yeah, absolutely. With one more game, looking them down potentially. Again, if UTD wins the next one, then we're looking at a game 5 here. But with Saints on match point, I'm sure that's doing wonders for their confidence going through this series. Again, coming off of a, like we said, slow start early on, and they lost that first game, and even then they were still able to get at least one goal to kind of bring things back, and now it seems that they're kind of uncontested when it comes to the aggression. Both teams are playing really, really hard against each other, not leaving any rooms for any kind of defense for either of these teams, and really punishing the gaps that are there. But at the end of the day, it's going to come down to potentially this final game and which team is going to be able to exploit the other's weaknesses better.
Exactly. This could be it. This could be the final game. It seems like the Saints have found UTD's number after that first start, but it could all flip on a dime if UTD finds some way to exploit the Saints, just as has been done to them. Then, starting things off with an aggressive push here, a Weissicle. They're shoring up their defenses here. They don't want to overcommit like they have in the past, but they have a good opening here. Good clear, but they got a demo. Christian needs to clear this ball, and soon, and he does. He finds an opening of his own. A Weissicle gonna be the one on the defense and just barely stops them in their tracks. The Saints, that's gonna be a big miss on the side of the Saints, but Ben's there to clean it up.
Potentially miscommunication from UTD there. It looked like he was slowing down to give room for his teammate to take the shot, but not ending up going for it, and then, you know, really just took all that speed away, which would have made that shot all the more difficult to defend against the Saints. Also, of course, ready to go for that clear there. But now we're back in blue corner, right where the Saints want to be. Kate Kura is going to be able to watch Luby clear that one out, but also watch Ben as he goes for another shot, maybe trying to bounce it off of the top post, giving room for his teammate to go for the shot. But now all three of them are up here once again, bouncing it off the top of Luby, once again keeping it safe. Ben making his way all the way back to orange side. It looks like the Saints just want to go for this once again, just go for another try on that last push.
I mean, why not? The aggression has worked out so far, but you can definitely see UTD answering back with aggression of their own, kind of throwing off the Saints' tempo. But now the Saints finding some tempo here, getting a shot on the goal. It's going right back. Vesh really wants to slow down this ball's momentum, get the setup with Ben. It's a slow shot on the goal, but a nice one. It needs the 3 commit on the defense. You see Ben not really finding his footing here, just trying to follow this ball, trying to find some way to make an opening here. Let's give it to UTD, getting a nice shot on the goal, but a beautiful clear. It bounces between the net there. Absolutely tragic on the side of UTD.
Absolutely incredible the way that these teams are playing right now. It's peak performance from both of these teams. Now, Luby, what are you doing? Unfortunate. He was like a golf tee, and unfortunately for him, we're going to see Christian, this Tiger Woods, ready for that swing right into the net, perfectly serving it up on a silver platter. An excellent
like a volleyball serve right there.
Basically, yeah. It's serving it up at 1 inch away from the spiker.
Oh, it's awful.
Oh, man. But sometimes that's the way it goes. Yeah. But here we see Vesh getting a nice demo. Christian punting that ball towards blue side once again, even following it up. Ben going for a shot that's going to be uncontested. Very classic Rocket League. I feel like they've practiced that very play at least 100 times, the way that crisp play looked.
And just at the halfway point, after such an even game, such a back and forth game, Saints now secure a 2-goal lead. It's up to UTD to do something similar very soon. As you can see, the ball, it's starting things off with a demo though. Kura in control of the ball, gonna try and go for a very aggressive play, can't quite find it though. The Saints, you can tell, looking a lot more relaxed here.
Absolutely. Now, Ben, we're seeing just circling things around. Christian, as always, looking for a potential setup for his team to get an opportunity to get things going. Keikura trying to get that ball cleared out from Ben, but he's going to be able to match it now. Vesh chasing it down. Keikura underneath, not able to meet him in the skies fast enough. That's a nice center shot. Christian gonna face plant into the wall, trying to get that shot going, but you got to follow through no matter what, even if the ball is far away from you at that point. Vesh gonna demo Luby from behind. Unexpected play there. Felt like he wasn't going fast enough, but I guess Rocket League disagrees. Going to be able to get a block there. Block turning into a pass attempt. Going to get blocked out once again by Weiskull, and Christian now taking this one to the corner, taking the initiative, seeing if he can find something, but unfortunately his teammates aren't there yet. Probably a smart play, because that very easily could have turned into a goal for UTD if the Saints overcommitted, but now I feel like they're looking ready, looking hungry for another shot. Luby, can he get there in time? Yes, you can. Had enough boost in the tank, and the Saints, they are not stopping anytime soon, it seems.
Not stopping anytime soon, as you can see Vesh and Ben just taking shot after shot on the goal. Christian just getting these amazing setups, and the rest of the team just so fluid, able to go on the attack and the defense in this nice tempo, this nice rotation. Ben, though, maybe caught off a little off guard by a Weiskull, but his team is there to hold him up. Now Ben getting a nice pass, gonna get off the crossbar. Ben going for a double shot, but can't quite find it. Weiskull missing the ball in the air is gonna be tragic for the team. Can't quite get the setup they need. 40 seconds left on the clock, and things are looking dire for UTD.
Dire indeed, and 30 seconds now just for this team to get 2 goals. Honestly, even if they get 1, they will be looking in a lot better shape, but it's going to have to happen very soon. But unfortunately now...
I don't think that was the team you were talking about to get the one, right?
No, I wasn't, sir. Now things are looking definitely dire. Now if they get 2 goals, things will be a lot more favorable for UTD, looking down the barrel of even... if they, honestly, it's not impossible. They really could. Especially
every
after
10
kickoff.
seconds, they can get a goal.
You say it, and it's true. It is possible, especially right off the kickoff. I think UTD might be able to make something work here. And you see the setup coming out. Vesh, though, not going to let that happen.
Always throwing a wrench into their plans, foiling them once again. And now you see Luby going on the offense. Gets a beautiful setup. Can't quite get it, though. It's up there in mid-air. Christian going for the setup off the wall, trying to get the double dunk. Can't quite get it with 2 seconds left on the clock. This one's going to be going over to the Saints. Even if they get the goal, it's going over to the Saints. But absolutely beautiful game from the Saints. And now they're going to be taking that series 3-1 and moving on in the tournament.
Absolutely, and their potential opponents looking on the bracket is going to be USM or UDEM Esports, depending on whoever wins that series. Don't know what's going on over there, but we'll find out soon enough as we head into this tournament. But, ladies and gentlemen, that was a fantastic series, and I think the Saints just really tied it nicely together for us.
I think so as well. They really cleaned it up. That's just classic Saints game plan, you know. They play not the best in the first game, but they really download what their opponents do.
Absolutely.
Really observe, let them do their plays, almost let them experiment. And you find every case of what they could do. Mm-hmm. And then, you know,
exactly.
You play accordingly. So.
And, well, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully we can coordinate things a little better as the bracket moves on. Maybe we can hopefully see some things go a little bit faster, but fast enough as it is right now. We're pushing through this bracket, and we're going to have to wait and see who we're going to be facing up next.
This means the Saints are 1 win away from qualifying.
That is true. And if they lose, then they are 2 away. But hopefully we don't have to worry about that second possibility. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get ready for a quick break. We'll be right back. And Nate, I see you in chat. See you this week, buddy. One of our esports campers. We'll see you guys very soon after this quick break.
welcome back everybody to our winners round 3. It's going to be University of Southern Mississippi versus St. Clair College. Can they cross this river? The Mississippi River, one of the hardest to ford out of all the rivers, and one of the best Rocket League teams in the collegiate space as well.
Absolutely. I mean, if we're facing off against them right now, one win away from making it into the UniRocketeers World Championship, then they must be a fantastic team. And the Saints are definitely going to hope to give them a run for the money. Thankfully, they are going to have at least a little bit of momentum aiding them from that last series. Vesh getting another miraculous demo. I'm not sure how that one worked out, but we'll take anything we can get here. Any advantage we can earn. And Christian, ooh, that's a really nice stop he put right there, but now they're gonna have to kind of triple up on that defense. They don't really feel comfortable gonna allow Christian to get a really nice demo, but Ben not able to get that save. He rode that ball all the way from blue side over to orange. Look at that. Beautiful.
Look at that. Look at that thing right there. That's a beautiful shot.
Really is.
I cannot believe that that is where it went. That's absolutely shocking.
Wow. I'm still in shock. 124 kilometers per hour as well. But Saints, they're going to have to find an answer. Hopefully, they are going to be able to use their adaptation skills as well as they were in that last series, and hopefully a little bit quicker too. You don't want to go down a game unnecessarily. It helps with your confidence if you don't. And we're going to see the Saints try to play their offense a little bit more reserved. I'm noticing that they're not sending all their guys all at once like they were a couple of seconds ago. And we're going to see Vesh. Oh, Melodic coming out of nowhere seemingly. At least I didn't see him. I'm sure Vesh might not have either. But a nice, beautiful shot showing that the Saints still have a lot of fight left in them.
They have so much fight left in them, but we need to get a point. We need to get a point soon. Things are looking very good for University of Mississippi. It's not an impossible bridge to gap, but it's still going to be tough. We're going to see Melodic go for another shot. Melodic just being the aggressor on that enemy team, not letting up off that gas. Zath on the attack as well. There's a double commit. Not going to go quite well for Mississippi though. Clear out for the Saints, and they managed to do it. Now they're going on the offense, but look at that Melodic, just always hammering in any chance they get.
Absolutely, and now we're seeing Ben try to act as a defiant nail, not wanting to get hammered here. Vesh doing a great job in aiding that goal. Not going to have any boost to work with, though. He's not going to be able to press that issue very well. Ben just getting a nice tap to keep this one going forward. Unfortunately, he's going to end up going backwards regardless. Over to orange side. Vesh is going to meet that one midair. Melodic going to try to stop that one before it gets too far ahead, but Vesh is going to try to play a little bit more craftily, and he succeeds in doing so, getting that ball to fly over and under. Melodic's going to demo Christian, just make this defense a little bit safer, and it's going to work. Zath is going to be able to take that one out, and no one's going to be able to stop him from doing so. We're going to see another shot go through, and no one's going to be able to stop that one from coming out. It was a little bit of an unexpected one. You might not have even felt the need to defend it because you didn't think it was going to go in, but unfortunately it does.
Vesh was just a little bit too slow there. He was going for the save, but couldn't get the disrupt time. Now, Mississippi going to be 2 points ahead over halfway through this game. The Saints really need to start to adapt like we've said before. But it might just have to happen in this next game. Because at this point, Mississippi just looking so clean after shot after shot. I mean, look at that setup. Even when they don't land those shots, the aggression is just so hard to keep up with.
You don't want to be seeing these kinds of things if you're hoping to win the series. Seeing those kinds of setups happen back to back to back will really do something to you mentally. And seeing Vesh up on this ceiling here, still going to have the ball stolen from him. It seems like the Saints really are struggling a bit, crumbling under the pressure. But University of Southern Mississippi putting up such a great fight against the Saints right now, up 2-0. Christian going for a shot that's immediately going to get stopped out. Ben going to have to try to catch the rebound. Unfortunately, not going to be able to turn it into much of an opportunity. A nice bump to keep Zath off of it, give enough time for Vesh to come back around and steal that one away. Christian, Ben having a lot of boost to work with. Sorry, Vesh is going to have a lot of boost to work with. He's going to use it all here to cradle the ball and try to get Christian in a position to take that one away. But Ben now getting in position potentially on that defensive side, giving room for Vesh. He's going to be on that left side, going to catch that ball as it gets passed out. Melodic going for another shot, bouncing it back. trying to roll this one towards the center. Zath is going to go for a shot, but Ben's front bumper is going to keep it where it was. They have 40 seconds to get 2 goals. Are the Saints going to be able to turn this into something?
I don't know if they'll be able to turn it into anything at all. With 30 seconds left, they need to close this 2-goal gap. They need to get a goal soon and then try and get the kickoff as well. Things are not looking good. They're putting up their aggression, but it's not looking to be enough. Christian fighting a nice shot on the goal, but a nice save from Astro. That's, I feel like, the first good shot from the Saints in quite a while. They need much more to try and break their way through. Beautiful shot from Melodic, but gets saved out by Christian. Now Zath just trying to waste time here and go for one last ego shot, but it's not going to work out. 1 second left on the clock. Saints can try and take a shot, but it's not going to be enough.
Yeah, I mean, that shot we saw coming up from the Saints near the end of this one that is something you want to see. It shows that they really are still capable of holding a defense and holding an offense as well, but unfortunately, they weren't able to pick that up fast enough at the start of this game, but we're still going to at least be able to keep fighting.
It's just me, does it seem like Mississippi was peering ever so slightly into the future that whole time? It seemed like every movement the Saints made, they knew where they were going to be. Every time someone got it up to the ceiling, tried to go for an air carry, tried to go for anything, someone from Mississippi was there to disrupt that. It's like they had the Sharingan or something. It was crazy.
Honestly, I think you might be onto something, and I feel like even though the Saints, they exceed a lot, and especially in that last series, their setups were really good. But like you said, if to see it coming, it's pretty easy to defend against. And even on the side of USM right now, they are doing similar things in terms of getting those setups going and keeping their pressure going as well. But they're just doing it that much faster that the Saints don't have enough room. We saw that shot coming out. Vesh was just like not even a second, less than a second away from getting the bump that would have prevented it. But they're just faster on the act to get things going. And we're seeing it manifest right now. USM taking at least this first game against the Saints.
Take the first game, but hopefully the Saints really want this to play out like the last time. Lose game 1, bring it back in game 2, 3, and 4. Now we're seeing Melodic start things off hot once again. Astro, beautiful shot on the goal, but Ben saves it out just barely. Now we look back over at Zath. Trying to keep an eye on this ball, taking a very relaxed approach, very open, wide shot. Astro, though, can go on the offensive, very slipped by Christian. Ben going for a shot up top. No one's there to disrupt them. There's an open goal. If they can get the shot, it'd be beautiful, but no! Astro gets the save.
Really well done so far. The Saints are really pushing the issue. They don't want to get walked all over or run over, to be quite literal here. And Astro making sure that's not going to go too far into blue territory. Christian saying absolutely not. Ben, a nice center, passing it back a little bit, maybe just give it a little bit of a gimme pass over to Vesh, but no, it's going to turn into a pass towards USM side. Maybe a miscomm because there wasn't action really taken as Ben passed that one back, and no one was able to react fast enough to prevent that shot from rolling in. So Saints going to be down 1 goal yet again.
Down 1 goal, but they're not down and out just yet.
Absolutely
Still
not.
have quite a bit of game to play. We're going to try and turn things around here. It'd be absolutely great. We've seen so many times the Saints do well in the first half, get in the winners brackets, and then get sent down to lose. We don't want that to happen again. Just they're wishing for just a clean win today, I'm sure. And we got to see that through the very end. So you see Ben going up for a high shot, gets the bounce off the ground, but Astro's there to meet him. Always someone covering these high shots, whether they're in the air or on the ground, someone's there to meet them. Now we see Zath, they go there for the air meet, but Astro's there on the ground to meet him once again. There seems to be a player everywhere, and an absolutely beautiful shot from Melodic.
Now we're seeing Vesh scooping this one right out of the corner, trying to get that to the center. He's going to meet some resistance, however. It is at least going to be rolling towards blue side. Christian a little bit ahead of the ball there, going to correct himself and get right back behind it. Melodic going to eventually seal that one away. Ben's going to get demoed again. I'm seeing these miracle demos coming out, and Zath going to go for the nice center shot, but it's going to get intercepted by Christian, forcing this one backward to blue side, and a nice shot from Vesh. I don't know how he predicted to be there, but he was, and that's all that matters. Taking that goal and at least now tying up this series.
Seeing Vesh hit it from all the way over on that left side is absolutely beautiful. Those are the kinds of shots the Saints need to make to keep themselves in this. Now it's 1-1. Mississippi now losing that little bit of momentum might be what the Saints need to get themselves back in this. But it looks like you guys are right back with a lot of aggression. Christian going for an absolutely massive carry there. Then gonna find him midair, send it right back. Melodic gonna play ping pong here, not gonna let him off the fuel. There it is. There's an opening. Melodic goes for the dunk and gets it for University of Southern Mississippi. I don't know how that happened, just out of nowhere. Just the relentlessness from Melodic manages to save it out, and Christian just barely misses it by a hair.
Very unfortunate for the Saints. They really almost had that one in the bag, but once again, it feels like USM is just that much quicker when it comes to executing these plays, and the Saints haven't been able to catch up to speed here. And right now, I feel like if they were wearing weighted clothing, now would be the time to take it off and really start hitting the gas pedal, because you need every bit of speed you can get against this team. USM, they're just always on the ball, literally and figuratively. You see their Astro just barely missing that shot there, which would have been a very guaranteed easy shot. And Ben looking to help his team recover a little bit. One more goal would tie this series up once again, whereas before it at least would have been putting them in the lead. Now they're just struggling to tie it back once they were fighting so hard for before, and they've come right back to this position. Ben gonna be able to get that very clean save. Christian, honestly, I feel like I misspoke there. There is no such thing as a clean save in this series. Everything you pay for with your life, and sometimes you pay for it with the goal, even though you're playing at your peak. Sometimes they just run away from you.
Sometimes it's like a train just starts to run away from you off the tracks here, but you gotta get right back on the tracks if you're the Saints. You want to try and lock in here. We have a minute 30. It's not impossible. With how this game has been going, it's going to be very improbable.
Yeah, for sure. It's a bit of a struggle, but like you said, it's improbable, not impossible. I would at least like to see one more goal come up from the Saints, just so we can find that aggression yet again. It feels like it's been so long since the Saints were able to play on their side of the field, their side being USM's side, and they feel like they've been stuck on orange for so long. At least meaningfully, they've not been over on blue. Of course, they get over there, but they don't really make it stick, make it feel like their presence is an issue. As you see, it made it over to blue, and then it's right back out. Whereas when USM is over here on orange, it's a threat, and it's a scary one at that. Vesh making a runaway with the ball, gonna tip that off his front bumper. Ben there to meet him at the backside. Christian lagging not too far behind, just in case the ball tries to run away from them. Vesh is going to meet it over into the corner. Ben's going to go on that backside, get ready to save it out, and that he is. Zath is going to take out Vesh, however, and the ball is going to go right towards the net. Christian looking to try to follow up off of it, but unfortunately it's going to get stolen away. Melodic going to slowly take that one down from the sky, and Zath is going to turn that into a nice shot. Once again, a beautiful play from USM. Saints struggling.
Beautiful play from Southern Mississippi. I mean, you can just tell they're in a flow state right now. The Saints now looking to have to do a reverse sweep situation. That's very, very tough. I know this game's not over yet, but 3 goals every 10 seconds. With how this game's been going, I don't quite see that happening. We need to see a goal right about now. And we didn't. So I think this is going to go Mississippi's way. Saints going to still keep themselves in this, but overall, I think they just need to be in a position where they're not constantly playing catch-up. They need to be in a leader position, or at least equal, to really get their footing.
I completely agree. Like you said, it's just obviously they're down. Obviously they're losing this game, but you want to have moments where it feels like you're in charge and you're making the plays, you're making the decisions. When you're completely playing off the back foot, it feels so difficult to really make anything happen. And confidence is a big thing in Rocket League for sure. And right now, looking the series down 2-0, the Saints might be lacking some of it.
The Saints, I think, are lacking a little bit here, but you know, it's not all doom and gloom if they do end up losing this series. They will be able to try and make that stretch in the losers bracket, still have that life to use up. but you don't want to use up the lead. You want to try and finally get one of these clean runs here.
For sure. And going down, like you said, it would be, I think, either 1 or 2 more games left that they would need to win in order to still qualify. But I'm confident that they can still take this series, and I'm sure even if they might not be feeling it at this moment, these guys are more than capable of taking this series. They just have to really feel it, really execute, let their boost fly, and make some excellent shots like they know they can.
I think maybe you try and just demo Melodic. He seems to be the one that's making these shots time after time after time, kind of being the lead striker, almost like the Vesh parallel on the side of Mississippi. So I think if you could try and take him down, maybe that would give some breathing room for your team. It's going to be Astro taking down Vesh, taking out a playbook out of what I had just said.
Potentially, but here we're seeing, I like this map. It's like Neo Tokyo, but now Zath just playing on offensive already. The rest of USM not too far behind. Christian, Vesh, Ben fighting really hard over here to make sure this is not a nice, easy goal for USM. They at least want to keep themselves in this game visually. If they get a goal on them this fast, this early on, I feel like it'd be devastating for them, and not gonna let that happen right away. The Saints are still fighting, still keeping the ball over on blue side, or at least keeping out of orange side as best as they can. Astro, however, gonna get a nice center shot. Zath gonna mistime that shot just a little bit, but no one's there to get the save, and that's gonna be a real slow and going one for the Saints. USM gonna take this first goal early on in the series.
Taking the first goal, but not taking their time. Just a minute off the clock, and now Mississippi already once again in the lead. And you know what happens when you take that lead. They're just going to keep going on this offense train, not going to let up off the gas. But it seems like they usually only have to send one up to get past the Saints' defenses, or lack thereof. As we saw earlier, no one was in the net. But you can tell Mississippi has such stalwart defense. They have one in the goal, one kind of up front, close to the goal. They always have their striker leading the charge. Now Ben going for his setup, can't quite find anything because of that defense. But the Saints going for these triple commits leaves them just so open.
And when you're this open and the game is this comfortable for your opponent to be playing against you, you really do start to question yourself. And when you're looking at the ball flying at you right in front of the net, the last thing you want to be doing is questioning yourself. You just want to be accelerating and taking the shot. So, like I said, confidence and coordination and feeling comfortable on your wheels is a big part of success in a game as fast-paced as this one. But it seems like USM's doing a great job of icing out the Saints and just making it so that everything they do is painstakingly slow and drawn out and hard to accomplish. Basically holding the Saints' head down in a vat of molasses and insulting them while they're doing it. So do you really want to keep fighting after that? It looks like Vesh does. However, Melodic is a very strong bully here. Christian trying to intercept Zath. Unfortunately, not going to be able to quite get it. Ben, however, is going to be able to at least catch that roll away off the top side. Ben's going to go for a nice shot, but an excellent save, like our co-caster here in game to say.
Exactly. He's for the audience of that city. But anyways, we see Zath going for an amazing shot, and I think the problem the Saints are running into here is they're finding good shots, but they cannot get the frequency of the shots high enough. They cannot get enough chances, unlike Mississippi, where the shots might not be as clean, but they can find these shots time and time again, over and over, not letting up off the aggression. Vesh gonna try and find that ball, but look at that, one goal. Let's see, probably another shot close to the goal once again. The Saints just having to waste so much time on these clears. It's really gonna throw a wrench in their plans, especially when we're running out of time. There are only 2 minutes left on the clock.
Yeah, and thankfully no one was able to take that nice clear and turn that into a shot, because I really felt like I was going to get jump scared by a blue car as that ball was rolling past the net. Now Christian off his back going to get a demo and passing this ball forward. However, despite 2 demos coming up for the Saints, USM was still able to keep it over an orange side. You see something like that and it just feels really hard to keep fighting on, but they have to keep going. 1 minute, 20 seconds remaining, and a shot coming up from Christian. Like you said, the shots coming up from the Saints are excellent. They just can't find them as often because USM's so good at keeping the ball not only out of their possession, but over on the Saints side of the field. Christian now trying to go for something here. Unfortunately, no one's going to be able to follow up. The Saints have to play safely. They have to avoid committing fully to all of these different plays, and still, with 1 minute remaining, it's still just 1 goal lead that the Saints have to try tying up to. I'm confident that as long as they stay focused and stay coordinated, don't let panic set in, I think they can really make this one happen.
The gap is closable. The Mississippi River is crossable. We've done it before in history. They can manage to do it, but there's 30 seconds left on the clock. They need to do it soon. Time is running out. The river is running, and they need to run along with it. They need to go with the flow here, but Astro going to be the one to block this out. 30 seconds remaining. Astro going to take a nice shot on the goal. Zach going to be the one passing it right back. Going to carry it over to that orange side and try and waste as much time as possible, because victory is in sight of Mississippi. They're trying to get this 3-0 win in the series with 10 seconds left on the clock. Astro going to get it off the wall. Vesh going to try and be the one last hero to go for it, getting the air carry, but it's a little too slow for the time we have left. It's 1 second remaining. No one's going to touch it, and it was going to go into the Saints net regardless. So they win the last one just barely, just by 1 point. It's going to be Mississippi taking that one.
Absolutely. We're going to see a 3-0 coming out for USM. Saints going to fall into that lower bracket. They still have a chance to make that qualification. Again, I believe it's just 1 or 2 matches ahead of them that they have to square away against their opponents down in the lower bracket. But obviously, you wish you made it. And congratulations to USM for sure for taking that game. And right now, it seems that the Saints are going to be playing against either Davenport or WSU to qualify for this this league here. So it's all going to come down to their next game.
Yeah, 2 very good teams. You know, even though it's the losers bracket, everyone had to get to this qualifying position anyway. So it's just whittled down to some of the best in the collegiate space. With all that being said, we're going to throw it to a very quick break. I'll be right back with our next match. After a devastating loss in the last game, we're here. Davenport v. St. Clair is going to be our final match for today, potentially. Or I believe it is, no matter what, win or lose. But win, Saints will be in it. Lose, they will not.
Very simple and apt way to put it, my friend. We are here in the final match of the day against Davenport University, a very respectable, very adversarial college or establishment that we've gone against in many other titles. And here it's all on the line. Winner qualifies for UniRocketeers. Loser does not. It cannot get more simple than that. But when things are simple, that means there's a lot of room to really shine. And I think the Saints want to be glowing right now.
Want to be, but can they be is a question. Ben gonna go on the offense here, trying to get something from up high. Can't quite get it. Strikes down to the earth. Now it's up in the air once again. Season there, gonna try and go for something. But wow, Ben and Christian, the dynamic duo, gonna get a beautiful goal.
Very well done. You love to see it, especially right off the bat. We love saying and repeating over and over again that our team is just a slow starter, but at the start of the first game in the first round, we're seeing them already getting some nice shots in. That puts a lot of confidence in you.
Puts a lot of confidence. This is how you want to start after such a hard last series. You couldn't get the momentum, and now you're starting things off hot. You got to try and carry the momentum to the very end.
Absolutely, and right now we're seeing if the Saints can try to maintain this. Hey, like you said, game 1, point 1, still a lot more Rocket League to play, but at least it's a good showing. It's a nice start, and very much the opposite of that last series we saw the Saints playing in. They are the ones right now just laying on that constant thick offense, and it's really difficult for Davenport University to riposte or parry off of the Saints plays because they're just so dense in their attacks. It's really difficult to try to parse through it or really make something kind of tie together here. But right now we're seeing Vesh try to get close and aggressive with this ball. Christian's going to get demoed out. Ben, nice clear, centering it up for Vesh to take control, sending it right down the center, and that's a really nice save coming out from Byra. But unfortunately, it's not going to be enough because the Saints are maintaining that pressure. Para getting a beautiful shot. Pass going to go slightly awry, and the Saints are just going to try to reset, passing it back towards their own side, just get better control and really send it the way they want to. But it's going to backfire a little bit. We're seeing Davenport University kind of make a breakaway and steal it out, try to turn this into their own offensive pressure, and the Saints are kind of scrambling now to maintain control and reestablish it, but eventually Ben's going to find his way out with that ball. We're right back over to the blue side. Let's keep playing, guys.
Yeah, let's keep playing. Perek doing an amazing job. Nice shot on the goal, but it's not going to be enough. There's going to be another taking a shot on the goal there. Vesh going to be passing it over to Christian for the double shot once again. Christian going to try and tee that one up. Vesh going to go for the dunk, but someone's going to save that one out. Ben going to go over to the side here, try and find this one out. Zibira for a nice air shot, going to pass it over to Season there. That's not going to be enough. Ben going to be block that one out. Christian putting the pressure on the offense, but they need to shore up their defense as Para finds the net wide open, not a soul nearby. And that's going to put Davenport 1-1.
Yeah, the Saints are really far up there. Vesh, usually not even the one at the back line here, but he's even the one going for the save because he just happened to be in the area. That was a bit of a breakaway shot you saw coming up from Davenport University. Unexpected one for the Saints, and they weren't ready for it, unfortunately. But still, the Saints offense does seem more tight and more relentless so far, but Davenport University is making a very solid comeback, and it feels now on the field things are a little bit more even, and it's not as one-sided as it once was.
Not one-sided, not at all. It's even across the board. Only a minute 30 remaining. Davenport could just as easily turn this one around. I mean, look at this aggression we're seeing. Until the Saints are starting to get nervous. They don't have that barrier they had. Once again, they need to try to win this one back. They don't want to lose their momentum here. Sure, you can lose a goal here and there, but you cannot let that ball get too close to the goal once again. But it looks like they're going to just keep slamming it over there. Now, Saints making their blitz. Vesh on the defense once again, but I think they want to sink him on the offense here. He has max boost. He might try to go for something here. He's saving it up for something. Getting a lot of speed here. Christian looking to tee something up. Can't quite get it perfect, and Bureau's going to get the clear.
Yeah, and now we're seeing Ben really try to turn this into something a little bit more substantial. We're going to see Christian get demoed, and when you're playing offense, it's going to be a huge blow to your momentum since he does so much to get the setups. Even coming off of a respawn, he's getting a nice setup going, and unfortunately, no goal is going to follow up. We're going to see Saxton here try to roll this one off the center. Christian going to be coming in from downtown, like I said, setting up a shot. This could be the last attempt we're seeing of the game, but Byra is going to be able to try to almost get that save, but eventually it's going to get put down. Ladies and gentlemen, it is looking like we're going to an overtime here as soon as this ball hits the ground.
Our first overtime for today. I'm excited to see how it goes. We haven't seen the Saints perform in overtime just yet. Not sure if Davenport has either. Either way, it should be very interesting to see. Both teams are definitely running out of gas at this point. You've already had to play at least 3 games, so the stamina should be running out, but you can tell that they're still locked in, so hungry for these wins. Things are just as lively as ever. It looks like Davenport is going to be forced to go on the defense. Neither team wants to let this one go. These series points matter more and more. Para going for a massive air carry, can't quite find it. Christian looking for an opening, but Muir going to find that one out. It's just back and forth here over and over.
Right now, Vesh, the wall crawler, Spider-Man himself, just riding the wall, always looking for a chance to take it nice and slowly into the center, in the sky, because that's the ideal position to take the shot. Very difficult to defend against that setup, and we're seeing Vesh once again taking it up there. It's going to get tipped away, but Christian, off of that rebound of the save, going to tip it in off of his front, and that's going to be the Saints taking this game 1 over Davenport University in a very, very, very tight fashion.
Yeah, very beautiful play from the Saints. Good start. A little bit shaky near the end, but they managed to clean it up in the overtime. And now we just have a few more potential games left. If the Saints can keep this up, if they can keep getting better against Davenport, I think they might be able to take this one. If I had to guess, 3-0 or 3-1, I don't see Davenport waking up all too much, but I still think each game is going to be close.
For sure, and we always say it, again, the Saints pretty slow in the start, and if they're winning this game 1, they still haven't really had the time to really adapt and understand their opponent's play style. I think it spells well for them. It's far from guaranteed. Davenport University putting up a really solid fight in this first game. I really can't say for sure which way this one's going to go. We've seen the Saints in this situation a lot before, and it's gone either way many times. So just going to have to wait and see for the rest of the series to take it through as we get into this Game 2 situation.
I'm seeing from Davenport as well as they're very consistent. They don't have quite as huge power spikes as some other teams. Ruthlessly consistent with how aggressive they are and how defensive they are. I mean, look at that. They just get beautiful setups, but sometimes they just can't close it out because the Saints have those power spikes. Sometimes they have the best defense or the best offense. You just have to catch them at the right time when they're doing the triple commit like they are now.
Exactly, but Ben kind of recognizing that, making his way back, but a really nice, confident ride up the wall, just doing his calculations in his head to predict exactly where that ball was going to be and exactly where he needed to be to get it to where he needs to get it to go. Christian gonna bump it back Para. A shot's gonna come out, and it's gonna be a slow one. Both of them committing for that save, but none of them committing for that recovery, unfortunately. They're really struggling there. It was just such a fast shot that it kind of left both defenders kind of knocked out for a second.
Yeah, it was a tricky shot. They got the initial save, but no one was there. There's not a third there. Vesh was somewhere else, nowhere to be seen for that save. I think he was trying to go for a setup. But wow, big save from Christian. Davenport not letting up off the gas. They definitely want to get a 2-point lead here.
For sure. Saints absolutely don't want that to happen. I don't think a single time today we've seen them down 2 points and make a recovery. And I don't think they want to be going down 2 points for any reason. And a nice, simple, cheap little shot there. Nothing fancy. You just hit the ball into the net. Nobody stopped you. Sometimes even at this high of a level, these kinds of goals just happen. And we're seeing the Saints really just bringing it back.
Exactly. It's all about threading the needle here in Rocket League. You just have to find the right timing and the right positioning. There's always a gap in the defense. You can never cover all your bases. So as long as you can find that 1 in a million shot, things will work out in your favor. Christian going for a big lob over to the blue side. Vesh going to be the one to speed that ball a little bit up. That's going to go back over to 16. I think that's what the name is now. Probably 16.
Maybe.
It's going to be my guess.
Called Saxton or something?
Saxton, yeah. I
TF2
cannot
on the brain.
exactly tell. Not enough vowels in that one for me. But Bira going to take the lead here, try and clear out this ball. Ben going for a nice off-the-wall shot. Christian going to meet that ball once again, get a nice setup going. It's all up in the air right now. Davenport going to go on a little bit of aggressive play, going for a triple commit. They want to try and get a goal here as the Saints net was open. And we see Bira trying to go up top once again, slams back down. It's not clear, but Vesh finally gets the clear. It's all going to be up to Para to be the defender for Davenport.
We've seen it with the Saints' goal this game. Having an immaculate and impressive, stylish offense really doesn't matter all that much. You just need a consistent one, like you see the Saints going for a beautiful shot there. Para, thankfully, going to be able to save that one out, but it kind of going to show my point. You mentioned Davenport has a really consistent style, where the Saints are a little bit more inconsistent. And I feel like consistency favors you very much, because like we saw the Saints' goal in this game, sometimes you just get those cheap roller shots that no one's able to stop just because there's so many all at a time, one after the other. You're not able to defend everything. Even the best team will eventually falter at some point. You can't have a 100% save rate. So being able to constantly just lay on the offense can go a long way in your success. And I feel like right now the Saints are trying their best to be a little bit less sporadic with it and maybe graceful with their saves.
Yeah, graceful with their saves, but it's still getting pretty tough with how close these goals are getting. And now we see Saxton here going up on the top here. Going to go for an air carry, getting it very fast, but it's just kind of going into this corner, which is going to get cleared out by Vesh. Bira trying to stop that momentum there. And now Para going for the shot with Bira. They want to set up. Ben trying to get the clear. Bira can't find it in the air. Demo comes out from Para on Vesh, stopping any offense from the Saints, but no, they're still going to go for it. Christian gonna go up top, try and get a setup, can't quite get it. Para gonna send it right back down. Vesh now going with the triple commit, going for a shot with his team, can't quite find it. Don't get the 50, unfortunately. Christian gonna be back in the corner here. He has to clear this. Now Para finding an opening, gets, I think he's heading for the ball, but he got a demo instead, getting something out of that boost. Now Vesh was one to try and stall this one out once again. Only 45 seconds left in the match. Things are looking very even.
Ooh, both missing there. Trying to rocket that one out of orange side, but eventually they're going to repossess it by the rest of Davenport. Seeing if they can set themselves up for success here. Para taking this one to the skies. Ben going to take it away from him and tip it towards the net.
Wow!
Excellent tipper shot. You call that a shield breaker if it was smashed away. That was just so perfectly placed. Ooh.
That was like the hood of the car. That wasn't even like the front.
Exactly.
That was just the lip of the hood, just barely grazed
the emblem.
that ball. Yeah, oh my God. Beautiful play though. Now the Saints are ahead. No one was expecting that. Davenport going to be scrambling for one last shot on the goal. That's all they're going to have time for, as there's 15 seconds left and counting. Saxton going to try and carry it forward. The Saints need to shore up their defense, and what's the best defense but a little bit of offense? They're going to try and keep it over on that blue side. 5 seconds left in the match. It's heading towards that blue goal. It's on the ground. That's going to be one. Just needs to touch the ground. There it is. The Saints somehow, I thought that was going to go to overtime, somehow getting 2 in the series just like that.
Perfect clip of the ball towards that net. I don't think anyone saw that coming. Maybe even he didn't, but I'm sure he did if he went for it, and it's going to pay off in the end, taking this game 2-1 here. Saints also 2-0 in the series, 1 win away from getting their way into the UniRocketeers championship. So they are really hoping that they can tie it together and make sure they stay on top of their A game here, maintain this pressure, and keep pushing through for this series.
Yeah, now the pressure's on. You don't want to choke here. You have 2 points in the series. You want to try and just get the clean sweep, get it 3-0. Sure, you can maybe lose 1 here, but you just want to get the 3-0. Let's be real. They need that. They haven't got. I don't think they've gotten a 3-0 today, have they?
I don't think so. No, they haven't. Their 2 games was 3-1. There's their DQ, and then here we are.
Here we are. Now, looking for the clean sweep against Davenport. The Saints are coming out with fangs bared here. can tell they're blitzing it towards this net. They want to get the early goal. They want to get that insurance because they play so much better with it.
Uh-oh.
It's going to be Davenport leading the charge.
Yeah, first goal going their way, and quite the impressive fashion. The Saints defense was not ready. I think they were kind of relying on Vesh to get that one there, and trying to even get the recovery shot on that defense was not quite there. An unpredictable situation. You have to try to adapt as fast as you can, and that's quite a difficult ask to make. But it seems like the Saints wanting to answer back as fast as they can, just really zooming towards the ball a little bit more aggressively than usual, actually. And this one's going to go towards the post. Ben's catching that one up, bumping it over to the corner, but now it's going to find its way barreling towards orange side. Christian's going to deflect that, prevent it from going any further. Vesh also swatting this one out of the air towards Ben. He could go for the shot, but no. We're going to see Section here take that one out, and Vesh is going to just barely get the possession taken from him. Ben getting stolen from once again. Christian on the ground. Vesh getting demoed right from underneath him. They're going to get the clear, thankfully. That was the breath of fresh air that they needed to breathe. And that's a slow roller in, almost finding its path. Unfortunately, a little too slow to find its way in.
Too slow, the Saints. Still in control of the ball, I would say. Not letting up off these shots. Ben almost got the beautiful shot saved up by Para. Now, looks like they need to go back on the defense, get a little bit of boost. That was a big commit earlier. Now things are looking relatively safe. What a bounce though by Vesh, sending him halfway across the map, just utterly disrupting his plans. Now Ben gonna go for an absolutely beautiful goal, but that's gonna be Saxton with a beautiful save.
Yeah, Saxon getting a great play there. Vesh trying to catch that one on the ground, unfortunately a little too slow for it. Ben catching these air balls so consistently, and also almost as consistently getting them stolen from him. But that's just the way of the game. Sometimes he's gonna at least get a demo out of that one. Christian sideswiping it, catching it back over to the corner to the center, and that's gonna be a nice shot. Unfortunately, overshooting just a little bit. The ball kind of lost control there, and we're gonna see Saxon making a breakaway towards orange side. At least it's gonna stall for time, give them time to get their respawns back in. But Ben demo back to back on Para here. Vesh taking this up to the skies, tipping it up. Maybe he can go for a nice bank shot off the ground. Unfortunately, he's not gonna find it. Saxon's gonna take this away into the skies onto the ground. No pin shot here, no sir. Para, Ben's gonna have to jump over him to avoid the demo. Byra taking this one back. Christian's deflecting that one into the sky, and underneath he's gonna catch that ball. A self pass, and underneath the defender, he's gonna launch that one straight, and look at that play. Excellently done. Christian is absolutely one of the most insane Rocket League players I've ever witnessed, for sure.
Absolutely insane. And now, halfway through, we're all even up on the scoreboard. 2 minutes left on the clock. It's anyone's game now, but it looks like it's Christian's game as he finds the back-to-back. Absolutely insane.
Someone decided to wake him up. This guy, he's usually very chill looking, very calm, but I've seen how close he sits to his monitor, okay? This guy is counting pixels, and that's how he's able to get these shots so consistently. And I guess he finally finished counting, so now he can actually focus on the game instead of the pixel count here. And I think now the Saints are activated! 3 goals back to back to back in this Game 3 situation. The Saints really just want to get out of here, go home, and watch a movie, because they don't want to stick around for a Game 4.
No, they do not. It's still maybe tieable for Davenport.
Absolutely.
But it's still, I mean, what is going on here? It looks like the Saints have just
Another
figured out
one.
how to get them over and over. Oh my gosh.
man.
I was about to freak out if they got that one.
I wouldn't blame you. I wouldn't freak out myself, but I have to rein you back a little bit. Make sure you don't freak out too much and do more damage to this desk than we already have. But here we're seeing Christian taking this one once again over to the corner. Ben beating it up in the center. It's gonna get pop flied up. It's right there, Vesh! Just barely missing that one. They're gonna get swiped out in the nick of time off the hood. taking it to the skies, and with just a minute on the clock and the Saints offense not stopping anytime soon, the pinch shot with the assistance from Besh underneath Ben coming out from downtown once again. The Saints are just coming out back to back to back, but it's all going to result in Davenport getting one more goal. The Saints triple committed, just really forced this one. I think they all wanted to get a shot here. Eventually it's going to catch them in the back, and we're going to be looking at one goal away from a tie in this Game 3 situation.
They definitely got caught up in the ego a little bit there.
Yeah.
They're like, let's keep taking these shots. I mean, we got 3 in a row. Why not? Keep
Well,
it going.
if it works.
But if it works, it works. But with 1 minute remaining, you might want to tighten up that defense just a little bit, as Davenport is able to tie this one up, and they were in the lead for most of this game. You don't want to let that one slip away, especially when you're on such a crucial point. Right now, they're up. They could qualify for the UniRocketeers here, but you could just as easily have it slip away. But now Besh finds an opening. Ben is on the defense there, going to try and get something. 30 seconds remain left on the clock. Byra gonna try and go with his team. Christian trying to shore up the defense as well. Keeping it up over on that blue side. They want to just stall for time at this point. 15 seconds left in the game. Vesh gonna go for a massive air carry off the wall, carrying it to victory. Oh my gosh, can he get the final dunk? No, he cannot. But it's looking like the team that is going to win and qualify for the UniRocketeers is St. Clair College with a 3-0 victory in the series.
Yeah, absolutely. Davenport putting up an excellent fight there near the end, but unfortunately it is going to roll away from them, and the Saints are going to be flying high into the UniRocketeers League. And absolutely credit where credit is due to the Saints, and of course to Davenport University, really putting on a great fight, and of course a great show for us to watch. But Saints are going to take this one in the end.
Yeah, Saints take it, but you know, they played a really good game, only losing out to Mississippi, and can you blame them? They just played so well, but now they'll be able to meet them again later on in the UniRocketeers, I'm sure.
It'd be nice to see them get their revenge. But ladies and gentlemen, I hope you don't want to get revenge on us for wrapping up the stream here. It was a fantastic day of Rocket League, but it has come to an end, and we hope you've enjoyed your stay, and we hope you enjoy our sponsors, Tim Hortons, HyperX, Subway, St. Clair College, SRC, and the St. Clair College Alumni Association.
Yeah, thank you to everybody in the back. That's going to be Amanda and Tommy holding everything down back there. Thank you to Neil for joining me up here on the desk. It's always a joy. And thank you, the viewers, for staying with us here. And make sure to follow our socials to keep up to date on everything Saints related. And with all that being said, we're going to wrap things up here, and we'll see you next time. Have a good day, everybody.
Take care.